Madrid will win the next 8 out of upcoming 10 La Ligas commanded by Mbappe and a new French wonderkid at centre-back. You heard it here first. The new French wonderkid. Saliba wasn't known 4 years ago. Could we see him go off and join that Galactico 3.0 Real Madrid this summer? I've spent the last 5 months going back in time. Great Scott! Unearthing football predictions from the deepest, darkest pits of the internet. And the results were shocking. Some of the best being Nostradamus level predictions. But today I'm going to be looking at some of the best ones, which we're nearly right, but not quite there yet. So let's get into this. I like the idea of the Messi and Neymar debate mirroring Maradona and Pele spats. This was in 2014. The very height of both of their powers in 2014. They would go on to win the treble that season. So you can imagine how everyone around that time was actually thinking, damn, these two are going to be on Maradona and Pele's level. In another timeline this happened, but unfortunately for Neymar, his legacy kind of just trailed off after that. Losing the Champions League final in 2020, which he did have a standout year, but that's the only year from memory that I can remember after 2017 that he was standout incredible on Messi's level. And 6 years later, he's making his bread in Saudi. Gotta respect it, you know. But this is one that was so obvious 10 years ago, and 10 years later, it just didn't come true at all. Argentina will win a major tournament right after Messi retires. When I first read into this, I thought, this guy was not quite right because he was still playing and he won the Copa America and then won the biggest of them all, the World Cup. But someone actually commented and reminded me that Messi did retire from international football, and there was a whole hoo-ha about getting him playing again for the national team. He then came back, won the Copa America, and then went on to win the biggest prize of them all, the World Cup. It looked like we were going to have the two GOATs retire, and Messi had won more club level, and Ronaldo had won something international level, and then Messi kind of ended the debate in 2022. But to think that he kind of retired and then came back and won it, which I don't think struggle sleeping actually meant, but it kind of was true. Madrid will win the next 8 out of upcoming 10 La Ligas commanded by Mbappe and a new French wonderkid at centre-back. You heard it here first. This was 4 years ago. So Mbappe's obviously moved to Real Madrid. And the new French wonderkid, well, 4 years ago, I suggested that this could be Saliba. Saliba wasn't known 4 years ago. He is a wonder kid. He's probably one of the best centre-backs in the world right now. And you know, if something doesn't go right at Arsenal this season, if they don't win the league, could we see him go off and join that Galactico 3.0 Real Madrid next summer even? I wouldn't rule it out. I really wouldn't rule it out. Real Madrid have set up the front of the park for the next 10 years. But you know, the few centre-backs they have and full-backs could do with a replacing in the next couple of years. You know, Trent could be open to a move. Saliba, Alphonso Davies. It could happen. And this one, old Smeg69, could be right. Zlatan will move to the Premier League. Probably City. 9 years ago, this guy said this in 2015. A couple of years later, he did move to the Premier League, but the other side of Manchester, as we all remember, and he actually killed it, to be fair. What a team that was. David Beckham buys a League Two side. He signs Scholesy, Giggsy, Pat Nevin there. Could be Pat Nevin, could be Phil Neville. And gets the rest of the 99 team together to have a last crack at silverware. I thought this was awfully close to the class of 99 actually buying Salford. Is it Salford United? Salford. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Salford. The team just outside of Manchester, the League Two side. But I thought that was quite close, considering he predicted this in 2013. 4 years later, they went on to buy Salford. 5 years ago, this guy listed 5 predictions. Liverpool will win the Premier League, yes. Harry Kane will go to a big European team, probably Barca or Bayern, yes. Mbappe will live up to his hype and win a Ballon d'Or. Undecided, but I think we can all safely assume he probably will in the next few years. Chelsea will go through another 3 managers, probably double that, and Argentina will win the Copa America, and Messi will captain Argentina to the next World Cup, but will never win one. Kinda didn't get that one right, but I think that was a pretty good go at 5 predictions 5 years ago. Do you not think? PSG wins the Champions League and Neymar wins the Ballon d'Or. So close in 2020. The Champions League final in 2020 definitely deserved to go to Bayern Munich. They were the best team in the world, if there was any performance enhancing drugs going on there. We don't know. We don't know. We can't test it. But it was a very close final. It was only 1-0. It was rightfully Bayern's, but PSG could have won it. And to say that if they had won it that year, Neymar could have won the Ballon d'Or. But I guess we'll never know because no one won the Ballon d'Or that year. Should have been Lewandowski's, but no one won it. Derby to win the playoffs. And Lampard is a Premier League manager. Derby went on to lose the playoffs against Aston Villa. A very good Aston Villa, may I add, with Jackie Grealish. And Lampard lost the final and fell upwards into the Chelsea job. There's not many managers who fall upwards into better jobs. One being Frank Lampard from Derby to Chelsea. And the other being Vincent Kompany, who got relegated with Burnley and jumped into the Bayern job. Don't get it. Raheem Sterling will win the Ballon d'Or in 2020 after his Champions League win with Manchester City player of the tournament and England losing the 2020 final to France. Man City made it to the Champions League final the year of the Euro final, 2021, because it was postponed. Sterling played in both. Sterling was player of the tournament at the Euros, for sure. I don't have any doubts about that, other than Chiesa maybe. But after all of that in 2021, he finished 15th, which is kind of a little bit unjust, I think. But to say that Sterling would ever win the Ballon d'Or, I'm not sure. He's a bit of a goal and assist merchant, which I know a lot of people would say that is what the main objective. No, I'm not doubting it. He's a class player. Frank Lampard will promote youth over experience and will be rewarded with at least one trophy that season. We looked at this before and I thought how impressive that he did have a transfer ban. He did promote youth over experience. And unfortunately, it wasn't him to be rewarded, but that's only because of his managerial prowess not being that great. But when Tuchel took over, he ended up winning the Champions League with all of that youth that Lampard had promoted. And it was because of that, because a few of those players in that team, like Reece James, Mason Mount, were all responsible, or all very responsible. I mean, Mount assisted the Champions League final goal, so he got his just rewards. And Lampard will have appreciated that because he is proper Chelsea. Thank you so much for watching. There are plenty more predictions I can get into in these videos, so let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this series, and if you enjoy them, I'm going to keep making them. Push!